In the last few years, an entire introductory music program was cut from the Bethel Middle School without parents knowing about it until after the fact, if at all, or approving this, or having any control over this. It seems music and art programs continue to shrink in our schools, and now other programs could be on the chopping block too, such as the EMS program. Do you think taxpayers have a right to have a say in what happens with school programs? Do you think it is important for the First Selectman to keep an eye on what is happening regarding education, or is that not your job? What are you doing to promote music and art in our town? As a side note, the Bethel Artspace seems to have died.
Well, there's some judgmental elements to that question. Bethel Artspace has lost its lease because the
It's
landowner...
just been closed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. The
Oh,
landowner...
did they really?
Yes.
Oh.
No, the Bethel Arts Association is alive and well, but they've lost their space because...
Yeah, I didn't say Bethel Arts, I said Bethel Artspace, right.
They've
Right.
lost that space, and that's another new business that's coming to town, but I don't know
That's
what
sad
that
to
is.
hear. Well, that's
Yeah.
good to hear, but,
It's good to hear, but yeah, Bethel Arts needs a new place to go.
so what are you doing basically to promote music and art in Bethel? Anything?
Well,
And the
Let's
next
see.
question is, are there any plans for a town live theater or music center? And if not, why not? That all kind of goes together. Wish list.
Okay, yeah, I wish there was a place for a theater. I have talked to a lot of people about that. Where my sister-in-law lives in a little village in Michigan, there was an old dry cleaner that was built on the side of a hill. And this happens to be the town where Jeff Daniel, the actor, lives in Michigan. He bought the place, gutted the inside, and turned it into a theater, and so it's called the Purple Rose. I wish we had an opportunity here, but that's something that a philanthropic organization is going to have to do. That's not really within the purview of town government to
Do you think
make
it
that
could
happen.
start on a small scale in the general purpose room on
Well,
days
well,
when
we-
it's not used? Because there's a stage there.
We already do.
There are performances there?
Yeah, this was just added to our Park and Rec thing this summer, the youth
Oh,
theater
okay.
program. Didn't you know that?
No.
They did Seussical.
But is this for kids?
Yeah, this is for kids.
So what about an adult?
Maybe
type thing?
we can expand it that
Yeah,
way. But,
that would be great.
This is
Yeah.
remember the Erin Volpentesta?
Very much, I know her, yeah.
Yes, and Anthony DePato.
Yeah.
Erin, of course, she sold Spark Arts
Right.
and now produces plays here in Town Hall for the theater youth program through Park and Rec. Anthony DePato is a great instructor. He's a professor at WestConn, professor of performing arts, and they co-produce these things. So they've done Seussical, Peter Pan. Next month in 2 weeks they start rehearsal on Les Miserables. So, and of course we have the sculptures out there that we've permitted, which most people like, not everybody.
I'm going to get to that, I have a question on
Yeah,
that.
but
Okay.
that is really kind of outside of the purview of town government, but I do support the arts and I encourage it wherever I have a chance to. Now, the other thing, I'm not aware of any music and art program being cut. That's something that the Board of Ed parents should address that directly with the Board of Ed.
Correct, but my question basically was, how much does a first selectman have input? You
Oh.
might not have control, but how much should a first selectman have input on exactly what happens with the education in our town? And if people have a problem, obviously they'll go to some school official, but
Yeah.
they might come to you too.
And I would refer them to the school official, because I have, and any first selectman has no more input than any citizen. I can go to the meetings and I can give my opinion, I can say, I think you should do this, and I support the arts. I'm one voice in that debate.
And the other part of that question was, should parents or anyone in the town
Of course.
have a say
Of course.
in exactly, when let's say the EMS program was cut, that's an amazing program,
Yeah,
by
it
the
is.
way. That will just be cut without input from the public, so that's what the question is about.
I have not heard of any of these things being cut.
EMS is not cut, but I'm saying, I
There's
use that
been
as an
any
example
plans
of
to,
something that could, with the budget, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a rumor, I think.
Well,
about that.
yes, any parents concerned should go to a Board of Ed. Well, you know what, I'll take that back. They should call the superintendent's
But it's
office
after the
first.
fact sometimes, is the problem.
Well, they've
Yeah.
got to address that with the Board of Ed. But
Okay.
state law separates town government and Board of Ed.
Right, I know
and
that.
it's very clear. So I do express my opinion on school issues, but again, I'm one voice.
Okay,